everyone, and welcome back to another episode of TB&J Podcast. I know it's been a minute, but we're still here.
We've been doing this weekly on schedule.
Yeah, where have
very
you
well.
been, dear
yeah,
listener?
Yeah, yeah. It's actually your fault.
I guess we'll cover the last couple episodes.
Yeah,
to
since
catch everybody
since
up.
you missed it.
And
So-
I can't believe those secret episodes that were released only to the mega fans.
Yeah, they're actually way better than what this is gonna be.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll give you this version, but
We just put them on a thumb drive. I mailed them to my dad,
shit.
and I was
This
like,
is
"Here
what
you
we
go,
do
Dad."
For you. This is what we'll do for you.
So that's D and Troy, and I'm Jeff. Because this isn't your first episode. You know what we sound like. And
Unless it is
let's
your
go.
first episode.
If this is your first episode, you picked a weird one for your first episode.
We say that way too often.
What, our names?
No. If this is your first episode, this is not a good one.
Well, because you guys say that on episodes where it's like we're covering episodes 3 through 5 of Ahsoka. It's
Maybe
like,
they only like episode 3 through 5.
why would that be the first one you listen to?
Maybe they didn't
Yeah,
like
this
1 and
is
2.
already too much talking. Let's throw it down.
Ahsoka episode speed round 3. Troy, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
D, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, it's thumbs up.
All 3 of them. They're all fucking thumbs up, right?
I mean, we're only watching shows we want to cover, right? Like,
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I mean-
I guess usually.
They should.
we
be
should-
thumbs
At this
up.
stage, it's kind of true because there's like nothing else up. But like, yeah. So we always kind of look at this. Now it's a thumbs up because it was good. Where are we starting here? What episodes are we? With
So
3,
episode
4?
3, which begins with Sabine and Ahsoka doing their training stuff on board the Ghost. They're heading off to Cetos to go deal with Balin and Shin.
They aren't on the Ghost. I forget. I don't know what Ahsoka's
Not the
ship is
Ghost,
called.
but
yeah.
Ahsoka's ship. They're heading over to go fight Balin and Shin and stop them from getting to Thrawn. Meanwhile, Hera is dealing with a bunch of political red tape back home. Any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
cool.
I mean-
this is what episode?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That was
I
on you.
think that, and cut this out if we don't do this, it kind of feels like a kind of coherent chunk of plot. The 3 episodes together is them going to this planet, landing on this planet, fighting on this planet, leaving this planet. So we
Honestly,
we
yeah,
could
we did
kind
a
of
pretty good idea.
Yeah, we could kind of sort of.
I
Group them
imagined we
together,
would just group
yeah.
them together.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. What's the long and short of episode 3 again? This is after this is where she starts training her, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's a cool opening. I remember this. I mean, I don't. Oh man, I don't know. Should we just like spitball this like through the whole like best parts? Because like I'm thinking of
Yeah, absolutely. Just the best parts. Because there's 3 episodes to cover, and we don't have all day.
a lot of lightsaber battles. Very cool.
There's so many lightsaber battles in this show.
It's basically a constant string of lightsaber battles from 3
yeah.
to 5.
Okay, so big questions I'll throw out there is like, what the heck is mackerel or macron?
Maroc.
or Maroc? Yeah,
I
Macaroon.
kind of have an answer for this.
Captain Macaroon.
Do you? Because I was
he's
curious.
A force. He's some kind of evil witch force ghost.
So they're an
Kind-
inquisitor.
Kinda.
Resurrected.
They are an inquisitor. So in Clone Wars, there's Savage Opress, who is
They're an
Darth Maul's-
inquisitor, which begs the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. To us, Troy,
Yep.
inquisitors are basic and like common knowledge. To D and maybe some of our listeners, they might not be.
Yeah, inquisitors are basically most
Oh,
of the...
oh no, I was making a joke about their name, Inquisitor, and that.
Oh,
they
I
beg.
see.
Oh.
What question was he asking?
Go on.
But whatchamacallit, Savage Opress is Darth Maul's brother. Also Clancy Brown.
He's in everything.
He's in so much Star Wars,
This guy's
dude.
taking all the fucking voice acting jobs.
He's
He's
in
in-
Gen V, the boys spinoff
he's
show.
fucking literally the guard from Shawshank Redemption in real life. He takes,
Yeah.
except he's guarding all the voice acting roles.
But Savage, when he gets killed by Palpatine. Spoilers for
It's clearly
Clone
Savage. Why would you
Wars,
say Savage?
because his name is they call him Savage.
Bullshit.
It's spelled Savage. It's spelled Savage Opress, but it's
And I'm
his name is Bad Guy.
He basically, yeah.
yeah,
But Savage dies.
guy's savage, dude.
He gets sliced through the chest, and basically the same kind of green mist leaves from him. And that's Dathomir witch magic. So it's kind of
So in the end, he was just a cool design for a rando Inquisitor that had been killed and had been resurrected as the Force goes.
yeah, it seems like it.
And that's all.
Yeah, the answer of who was this guy, nobody.
Yeah, he was
That's
a
the only
big
thing-
ol'.
Yeah, it's the Last Jedi answer, huh?
It was kind of a little bit of a wet fart of a reveal in this.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed Dee's theory that it was Ezra Bridger under the helmet, and I was like, that'd be really, really fascinating. But it
Still
also
think it could be.
it would also beg the question: how did they get Ezra back? You know? What
Yeah,
I mean?
it would be
He's
a lot of
future
logistics.
time traveler from a future where he became an Inquisitor, and then he died, and then he.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're putting a lot of stuff in Star Wars canon with that
Now,
sentence.
Yeah.
hold on,
Fuck yeah.
because he's not like super far off base, because Ezra does go to the world between worlds in Rebels, and I think he's the first person that we know if he does it.
Yeah.
So Ezra's kind of the first time traveler.
I remember after 9 came out, there was a bunch of asshole fans that were just inhaling large amounts of copium, saying that Ezra invented time travel, so they could just retcon all the sequel movies and make new ones.
After 9, after 8, really.
Yeah, but my point stands.
Lightsabers in the Marvel universe is what I'm saying.
That would be so bad.
Oh, it has to happen.
However, the next Marvel vs. Capcom game could have Star Wars characters in it.
I would dig that.
Well, it depends on if they ever make
That always
another one.
works. I
So bad.
don't ever mind just fighting crossovers.
Yeah.
Like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Fucking Darth Vader and Yoda were both in Soul Calibur 4.
Yep.
So who fucking cares? But no, I
Was it
texted
4? I think it was 4.
It was 4. I know that for a fact.
Oh.
I texted you and Chris, Troy, while I was watching these episodes, catching up. Fucking Ahsoka made Star Wars fun again. Ahsoka really just grabbed me in all the right places that I was really like hoping it would.
Don't
That sounded
phrase it like that.
that sounded
Yeah,
gross.
you don't need to say it.
I didn't
like
mean
that.
it like that, guys. It's a fucking Star Wars show. Come on. But I went into this show with very low expectations based on what we've been given so far from Disney Star Wars, and so
This is
far,
a good metaphor for life. I go in with low expectations, given what we've been given so far.
given the state of gestures wildly and everything, I go in with low expectations.
due to the reality of number one ranking Republican candidate Donald Trump.
Yeah. Number one candidate, also currently under investigation, Donald Trump.
You guys aren't fans of Vivek?
Well, no, I mean,
Not
I'm
big.
more of an
Ron DeSantis.
I guess I would probably vote for Palpatine first.
Palpatine.
At least he gets shit done.
Mike Pence? Or
Oof.
Is Pence running?
yeah, he is.
Don't no. Stop.
Yeah, that's not.
He won't win. Nobody likes him. Nobody cares about
No
him.
one comes to Star Wars for this politics.
No. We watch Star Wars to escape reality.
Yeah.
But no, Ahsoka really made Star Wars fun again. All the lightsaber fights. Fucking Balin is a great villain.
He's really good.
He's so fucking good.
Oh man, it's just one of those things where it's just like, seriously, he's been here a while. Dude's been like what? Dude was Punisher. Dude was one of the
Ray Stevenson?
best friends. Ray Stevenson was one of the best friends of
Rest in
Thor
peace, by
in
the
the
way.
early Thor movies, where they did nothing with those characters except
Yep.
kill them.
Yep.
Like he did.
Oh
all
shit! I
of this
forgot
shit.
about that.
He did all of this shit and never really came through as a character. Now he's kind of killing it. I told you there the first episode. I was like, I thought it was George Clooney in the previews. I was like, I was like,
He's so good.
I wouldn't even be surprised. I'd be like, yeah, it's a great role for him. Like a great role. Like, it's like, oh fuck yeah. Like I would see fucking George Clooney as like some evil mid Jedi. Like, but he was really pulling in this in, and I really hope that he finished filming it. And that they don't have to CGI.
Yeah, I believe they said that they did get all the filming done before he passed. It was just a matter of like editing and the final touch-ups, which is
maybe
good.
he's really putting, was he sick?
It's a good question. I don't know for certain. But god damn it, does it suck that we finally get a super awesome villain and the actor has to pass as soon as the project's over.
No, I mean it sucks. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but the other token. Oh man, some of the best things I've ever seen are that like Brandon Lee's The Crow, these posthumous like releases of actors sometimes are just they capture something that you can't capture elsewise.
Like in Fast and the Furious after Paul Walker died.
Yep. exactly like that.
Or Star Wars 9 when Leia was in it, even though Carrie
Yep.
Fisher had passed.
Just like that, except not that. except see how you said it objectively accurately, but the rest of it is not
what I
true.
said was accurate. It just wasn't what you meant.
No, not like that.
No, not like that. But I'm having so much fun watching this show, and it's really just
You know what? The one thing that I am giving the show above all other Star Wars shows, including like Andor, even which Andor is pretty coherent all the way through and like very not side questy. This has functionally no side quest so far.
No,
this
it's
is
just
like,
we are on a mission. We are doing the mission.
Yeah, and it like Mando has a whole lot of episodes where there's like, and we're gonna go to this planet and do this thing for 3 episodes, and you're like, but why? and I like Mando.
Here's the thing that might be an unpopular opinion. All right.
Okay.
In Rogue One, when Jyn Erso says, "I rebel," that fucking rubbed me the wrong way, and I hated her after that. But when Hera says, "Once a rebel, always a rebel," and just says, "Fuck the Republic, I'm out. I gotta go help my friends."
Wait.
That was awesome.
What are you talking about? What was the first one?
From Rogue One.
He's just trying to throw in an anti-Rogue One message in the podcast.
Did y'all see Andor?
I did not.
I saw it.
I did not. I refuse.
F the Empire is like, because that's what it originally was supposed to be.
Yeah.
So you do know it.
I've heard enough about it that I know. I just refuse to watch it because I fucking hate Cassian Andor and I hate Rogue
You're
One.
so dumb.
I'm not.
Good. It's good.
I'm really not.
It's good, and you're a bad person.
I'm not a bad person.
Yeah, a little bit.
I left Rogue One angry. I refuse.
I'm gonna sneak this into your vows.
Oh, I'm sorry. You got magically uninvited from the wedding. That's so weird.
I'm marrying you.
We're a Quaker state. We can do it ourselves. We'll do it with a handshake.
A handshake and a twist of the vulva.
Jesus Christ. I will say,
and an inspection of the vulva.
Balin scroll
Like they did in the olden days.
I'm just gonna plow, baby, plow, straight ahead. Let's keep going.
Good segue.
So I'm
Good
just,
segue.
I was gonna say I'm going to Orlando after my wedding, and I really want to see if they have Balin's lightsaber for sale at Galaxy's Edge by then.
Is his long? Like his hilt? Like is it longer?
His hilt's a little long.
Yeah.
He holds it certainly. God damn it, D! You are so horny. What the actual hell over
What is
there,
his
man?
name again?
Balin's scroll.
Big Dick
Balin's skull.
Big Dick Balin. That's what they call him.
He does hold it like a broadsword, like a
BDB.
hand and a half, two-handed sword.
It's a broadsword.
But he's also shown that he can do it one-handed. God damn it, D! I need you to grow up.
Now.
The problem is he's just laughing and you're doing it all yourself. He's like incepted it into your mind.
Okay, yeah, Big Dick Balin does have a big broad lightsaber.
It's also orange, and this is the first orange one we've seen on screen, I think. Huh, Troy?
throbbing orange.
Yeah, him and Shin both have orange ones.
Yeah, and Rey had yellow, but those are the only like non-traditional colors we've seen so far, correct?
And yeah, purple.
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by non-traditional?
I'm sorry, like the
blue and green.
blue, green,
and
red.
There was a black one in the last show that we watched.
I know they've gotten
The
some
dark saber
extra
doesn't
colors,
quite count
but
as a
that's
lightsaber, does it?
It is a
To be
lightsaber.
fair,
It was made by a
those
Jedi.
are the colors. To be fair, I think we've covered it. Like
Yeah.
You could go to like other
Our last
areas,
episode, we
but
covered
that's-
all
that's
the colors.
wheel, right? Like we covered the wheel. Maybe you know debating your extra shade of purple.
Yeah.
You know your dark blue.
You could get like a
dark
pink.
blue. I think would be the thing that you would go to.
We may have gotten.
It's like a
pink before, I don't know.
distinctively different color. Brown.
I don't think. Come imagine being the guy who gets the brown lightsaber.
This shit saber.
They go and the one guy's like,
Donatello's lightsaber.
"Ooh," the other guy goes.
I need this to happen now.
The shittiest Jedi in the Order. We gave him the brown lightsaber. Suck the most, you do.
Will it? You will. Hold it in, you must.
He like clashes with somebody, and they're like, "Oh, why does this smell?"
He goes to open it, it only comes out a little bit at first, like, sorry, turtle head. And
This is the most immature episode we've ever done.
we've
We've been talking about dicks and poop.
You'll have to check the record for that. Segue
It's
us.
pretty close.
Troy, what was your favorite part of these 3 episodes? You don't have to
Um,
pick just one, but, like, you know,
I
talk about stuff you liked. Come on.
Well, what do you guys think of what's his face returning?
Anakin. I was gonna go into that. I was
Anakin!
gonna slide into Anakin.
Don't.
And I
That wasn't even that
And I
bad.
can't wait to do it.
I specifically like
It's
this.
too late to nuke the podcast.
Should we take a second, like a moment to breathe, just sort of
I
like
think we did that with the boob saber.
All right. Come on. We are grown-ups. We are grown-ass adults sitting at this table. Come on.
the one instigating is the oldest one here.
So you were sliding into Anakin's DMs.
I was signing in Anakin's DMs. What up? Hey,
You up, girl?
you up?
Tell
no,
me what
but-
that mouth do.
Jesus Christ. No, but my real I can't do it if you do. But my actual favorite part is all the flashback stuff. I don't know. Do you know the name of? I was gonna look it up and I was bad at podcasting. The younger Ahsoka actor. She kind of kills it.
Oh, she was in Avengers Endgame. She played Little Gamora.
Oh, interesting. She was something else too.
She was
Ariana
good.
Greenblatt
She was
is
good.
her name.
She was seamless. Like, this was all neat. I liked that whole sequence. It did look chintzy, but it was also a dream sequence, so
Sure.
you were fine.
Yeah,
Anakin
most of it's
looked
all
fine.
fog.
You know, this is the part that I think everybody who watched Clone Wars, which is not me, but I know enough about it, and I've seen enough of it to understand that, like, it makes it so that the whole, like, it makes it so, like, that part 1 to through part 2 and then 2.5 all the way, like, makes so much more sense, like, leading you up to, like, the end result of that you get at the end of 3.
Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
And but, like, the Anakin you see in 3 doesn't at all resemble the character that you're seeing kind of here, and it's like that's the only issue. It's like if you just kind of, like, let him, like, you want to do some fucking reshoots, like, do them now, Lucas.
Yeah,
do the reshoots now where just like that one scene where they don't make him a master.
Yep.
And you could be like, but I've had a Padawan. Like, have him have this. Have Ahsoka be there. Recut the scene. One scene, I think, goes a long way.
Yeah.
Long way.
Literally, the best prequels is the Clone Wars. But whatchamacallit?
Even Dooku's face?
Dooku's face adds to it. His long 5 head, absolutely. his head adds to it. It's great. His long pointy chin. No, and it also, like, does a good job at, like, yeah, the clones are people in war and they've been told that they're expendable, but they all have personalities. I would have liked to have more. We had a second of, like, Rex in the background in the flashback, and I would have loved.
We did,
if Rex did stuff because Rex is.
Was that Tamora Morrison?
I don't know. They didn't show anybody's face, so probably. I assume if it was, they would have focused on him more. But like all of the Clone Wars stuff, and these are, like, specifically almost ripped from Clone Wars. There's, like, these are pretty much, like, you can kind of make out what battles these were in the show. The very end of it was definitely Siege of Mandalore.
It was Mr. Morrison, by the way.
It was, okay. And then and yeah, you're right. Anakin plays Hayden Christensen pretty much plays Anakin from Clone Wars in this.
Yeah, it
scene.
felt that way.
Yeah. It didn't feel like the Anakin I knew from the prequels. It felt a little bit different, even though it was clearly Hayden Christensen's CGI youngered face delivering the lines to me, which they did it pretty well. He was obviously touched up because he looked like he was 20, and he's not 20. But I think they did an all right job with it. It didn't look terrible. It didn't look out of place.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole
Not like the
battles
Flash.
between this, Ahsoka. I mean, The only thing I heard someone say about this was that I thought was intriguing was that like this was episode what 6 where that happened 5 where that happens. Wait, what happened to the most recent episode?
5 is the most recent.
Okay, 5 is the most recent. So
I mean,
it took till
after you're hearing
episode
this
5.
podcast, maybe not.
It took to episode 5 for this really to be like Ahsoka's show.
Yeah, that's true.
And like that's like I mean you could argue it's been more about Sabine
100%
since then. So 4 was a kick-ass episode with the last Sabine. I like that they had a whole episode without any of them, and they really just went into Sabine. But like, yeah, I mean, it's hard to get to this stage of the storyline, and focused on her, which kind of in hindsight, you look back at the rest of the story and you go, yeah, I guess I kind of see why you throw in that opening scene of like Ahsoka, because it's just like otherwise you don't have like a need to have her in the beginning. Like much of it is Hera getting stuff done.
This is for sure like as everybody knew this. Everybody knew this kind of going into it. This is much more Rebels season 5 than anything up until 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do love
which would just be like an Ahsoka centric episode.
Yeah.
So that's what it seems more like. So maybe, which just seems like, is it a misnomer? Like, does Disney just go ahead with like she's the lead, also having your title in the lead is like a huge actor thing too. Like, I mean, right? I don't know all the like the legal mumbo jumbo for it, but like if you're if you're the headline lead with your name in the title and you're that character lead, like it's pretty prominent.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Like that could be the other issue too, is that she gets a significant payday by that being the case. Either way, it is Rebels season 5. That's fine. I'm sure she does not mind at all having that.
I think another part of it is a lot more people watched Clone Wars than they did Rebels, and then they watched Mando. So a show called Ahsoka is a lot more intriguing to more people than a show called Sabine.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's more of a vehicle. Yeah. Like, they did that with Mandalorian Season 3. Mando wasn't the focus.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ahsoka is probably
what's her name?
The fan favorite character in Star Wars at this point.
Oh, shit. What's her name? What's the female bounty hunter? The female Mando.
You're thinking about Bo-Katan?
Bo-Katan, thank you. Sorry.
Right.
But she was clearly the star of Mando Season 3.
But those two both are from Clone Wars and make it into... Maybe Bo-Katan didn't make it in Rebels.
No, she's in Rebels too, yeah.
So she did both. She also is a crossover to both. Is there any other characters
in fact,
that?
She's the only one who's the same actor too.
Yeah. I know that much. And that's a shame too, because I heard that the other Ahsoka actress is actually like she's done cosplays and like
she would have done it in a heartbeat.
Sure, for sure would have.
Yeah,
it's just one of those things where Disney was like, we really need a big name to play this, and Rosario Dawson was available, which is fine. Give actors.
Dawson's just amazing and like ageless.
Oh, she's great.
She's like ageless too. She's been around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, she is ageless, like,
and she's doing this job incredibly well. She does Ahsoka very well,
and it kind of makes sense. Like as you do age, like absolutely cover me in CGI and makeup.
dude, like, I don't understand. This is the Troy rants about Star Wars fan segment.
I'm sorry, before you get to that point, D had the question. Ahsoka and Bo-Katan are in both shows and this show.
Yes.
Did anyone else do that? Was anyone else in Clone Wars and Rebels and
Maul,
now here?
Maybe.
Well, Maul doesn't make it to... Well, Maul's dead, so...
Yeah, but Maul was in both shows, I guess.
He was in both shows, for sure. He's huge in both shows.
I guess Obi-Wan...
Wait, when does he dies a second time?
He dies
when?
in Rebels, yeah.
In Rebels. So he's in both shows.
Yeah.
He has a final duel with Ben Kenobi on Tatooine.
And he died before.
He did die before. I don't think that if they bring him back again, it almost kind of ruins the
twins.
He dies perfectly last time, the second time around.
It's the highest rated episode of Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. But no, so it's just the two of them, really.
He's probably like the Starscream of that franchise.
Sure.
If I was making a Transformers reference.
And he gets real. Well, I guess Starscream gets real big. So, but
anyway.
I don't know enough about Starscream to
I digress.
Yeah. But what my rants about Star Wars fans, there are so many people who are like, oh, how come she's not like quippy and plucky and like young? And I'm like, well, because she's not young. Like she's a different character.
It's been a minute since the Clone Wars.
And one of my biggest complaints is that there are people who are out there who are like, So what? She was a Jedi and then she leaves, and then in Rebels she said she's not a Jedi, and now she's a Jedi again. What's this about? And I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's called the passage of time in character development. Like, oh, she meets Luke Skywalker and like hangs out with Kanan Jarrus and Ezra, and maybe wants to be a Jedi again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, things progress and suddenly she changes as a person. People hate that. Star Wars fans fucking hate that.
They want everything to stay the same forever, and I don't get it. Things should change and develop. That's why fucking 8 had so much backlash, but that's a completely different podcast that we've already done years ago. But they want everything to stay the same, but they also want it to change. You can never please anybody.
And I think there are times where as somebody who has watched all of these animated shows, there are times where I'm like, I wish that they did a little bit more emotion from Ahsoka in this particular thing. But if I want that, there's 11 seasons of it.
Yeah,
I can go watch them.
Yeah,
like,
Ahsoka's character has been very fleshed out,
and she's not even inconsistent in this. She's just a little bit more of a hard ass now.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we have left to happen? We have 3 more episodes. 6, 7, and 8.
6, 7, 8. Yeah.
8,
So what has to happen left? I mean, like, we need to see fucking Thrawn, right?
Yeah. So
I mean, like,
Ahsoka's
I
currently...
have to imagine this next episode he's in it, and I swear to God, if it's in the last fucking scene, I'm gonna flip my lid. I think he needs to open this episode.
I imagine that we're gonna see Thrawn.
I want some of this here.
We're
I'm
definitely
excited for
gonna
this.
see Thrawn. We're definitely gonna see Ezra.
They've built him up pretty good. Between Mandalorian and season 3 and this.
All of Rebels 3 and 4, he's the main villain. So.
Like,
Yeah.
I've been hearing about Thrawn forever now. Like, it's literally been years.
The worst thing they could possibly do is if he's in 2 episodes and dies.
Yeah.
That would be.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think they will either. But if they did, it's riots in the streets.
Do you think Thrawn doesn't make it out of Ahsoka?
I think he makes it up. I think he. At
I
least
think
makes it
Ahsoka
in,
gets to season 2, so I think you're gonna.
Yeah. That's.
Are they? Did they sign that yet?
No. Not yet. There is no word on it anymore.
They have this. No, they have this fucking movie. He has a movie.
Mhm.
This whole fucking the whole Mandalorian, Ahsoka, all that stuff is going into that fucking movie.
It's
good, and that could really be gorgeous. That'll be a real. That'll be the way that Marvel had wanted, like, would have been perfect to do it, which is like a bunch of television series that like were long this, and then they go into a movie for like a big epic.
The only thing that I get hesitant about is that anytime there's a movie announced, Disney cancels it like 6 months later.
Yeah. Also, everything is on ice with the strike.
Yeah, that's also
Every
true.
single thing is on ice. Nothing's in stone.
You know, it's not stone per se, but it is rock. The Rock. The Rock is back in the WWE.
Ooh.
That's right. The writer's strike has one good thing. He is fair game in WWE, and guess who's going to WrestleMania?
Shut up.
Oh, snap. Oh, hell yeah, on Danny's birthday. Yeah, my brother with Down syndrome has on his birthday.
I was gonna say, do you want to redo that take or no?
No. He's gonna have the best day of his life, the 40th.
That's fucking awesome.
WWE.
I know your brother-in-law fucking loves WWE too, so it's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be so dope.
I'm very, very happy for you, and it is nice to see actors branching out and doing other things now.
Yeah, make that money somehow.
I mean,
so he comes out on Friday night, by the way, and he standing ovation, like huge, ridiculous, leads a chorus of the.
When's The Rock coming into Star Wars, Trey?
God damn.
He's got.
That'd be crazy.
It's just a lightsaber of muscles.
He can't lose a fight, so it would be terrible.
Yeah, that would. I also don't want him in Star Wars. I feel like his personality is not good.
It's actually a muscle saber.
He just flexes and the lightsaber comes through like his bicep.
When his lightsaber ignites, it doesn't make a noise. It just goes, bro. You know, I got a weird lightsaber. You don't hit a button. You just flex your bicep. And then it just opens.
Whatever humility The Rock may have gained from Black Adam, he lost when he came out to the audience.
Oh, you don't say. The biggest star in WWE went back.
As he led a chant of that audience towards the heel.
Can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
No. He just said, say, you are an asshole, you are an asshole. He's like, see, I can do this all day.
Oh my god, that's great. That's great. I'm glad he's having fun. So where are we at? Episode 6. So she's in the whale, and she's heading off to go find Sabine and Balin.
Allegory here is trying to like like illusions.
Yeah, it's actually a reference to Star Trek 4 when they saved the whales.
I was going to say an allusion to Pinocchio.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Is that why you did the
Star
funny
Trek
voice?
2, Star Trek 2 Star Trek 4 Save the Whales.
Yeah.
The Quest for Peace, I believe.
That's Superman.
That's Superman.
Damn it! Damn it! What was it? What was?
I only know that because the
What is
Family Guy joke. That's why I have to
It's
become
a terrible,
Superman
it's a
4.
terrible
Quest for
movie.
Peace.
It's maybe the worst Superman movie.
It's my favorite one.
It's great, but it's terrible.
I had that. I was that guy.
It's terrible, but
amazing.
great.
Yeah. So
Star Trek 4: The Voyage Home.
they were like, "What if an '80s villain with blonde hair was Superman?"
And he has magic nails.
Magic, like electric nail. They scared the fuck out of me. I'll be honest. With you. That was creepy. I didn't like that as a kid.
My favorite is always Superman 3, where the villain's plan is to make a machine to destroy all the coffee beans around the world so he can monopolize the coffee industry.
This is the history of Starbucks.
Yeah.
Cool. I love it. Okay, so anything
There's
else we're seeing
6
here?
Star Trek movies?
What?
There's 6 in these fucking
There's
movies.
at
At
least
least.
6, yeah.
What are you talking about? There's like 8.
Wait, there's so...
In the original one? Wait, then
The
you get
original run,
Then you get
yeah.
the crossover into the next generation that crosses over into that, and then like... So you've generations, that's like...
There's way
That's
more
6.
Star Trek movies than I thought there
There's
were.
also the 3 JJ
It's a
ones.
thriving franchise, bruh. There's a whole new series with
Wow,
Picard,
and they all have like
Picard's
decent
out right
reviews.
now.
Mm-hmm.
They all have like
It's
really
good.
reviews. Too.
I've actually thought about getting into Star
If
Trek.
you
I just
like
don't know where to
other
start.
sci-fi shows, you should get into Foundation.
Troy, after my wedding, when we have time to kill, let's just watch Star Trek from the '60s, and we'll just cover that for a month.
I don't think you want to actually do that. I'm gonna recommend against it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't think it may have aged well? Being 80 years old?
Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm in. Maybe
That
this
was
summer.
that was a hard
Maybe
sell.
maybe this summer we
When we all have time during the summer. Yeah.
get some gummies. We watch a lot of those early episodes with shaky cam. Just do the whole gamut,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We MST3K it,
Okay, I'll get a camera. We can put it behind my couch.
Yeah.
And that way we're just silhouetted.
I'll wear that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way no one has to see our ugly mugs.
Cool.
It's a plan that I have to start working on and teching out that isn't going to happen for months,
Yeah,
if
this
ever.
This is never gonna happen.
This is
I'm
none
gonna
of
temporary
what we
15
just talked
years.
about will ever happen. Anyway, I love that though.
D, what's your opinion?
I
What do
love
you
the
think?
idea of it.
Are we going to see Scroll? Are we going to see
Yep.
Thrawn in the next episode? Are we going to be in for a payoff?
I really hope that he is the main focus of this next episode.
I mean,
I hope they
can't
open
see-
with a shot of his face. Like that's where I'm at here. I'm like, let me see.
They've teased him so long.
Show
we
me
still
the
don't know what he
Thrawn.
looks like in live action, right?
They
There's
have one image.
trailers,
They have
I
one
think,
image. Yeah.
But like,
But it's limited. It's definitely limited. Like
Yeah.
it's one.
Also-
It's one image.
Him also same actor as the Rebel show.
Oh, that's nice.
Mhm.
And it's that dude from
He's a
he-
Mickelson, right?
Yeah, he's the bad guy in the first Doctor Strange movie. If that helps.
Right.
Ugh.
That character who I can
and to be fair,
would
it
never,
does not.
the character I would never be able to
I-
name in 1,000 years.
I liked him in that.
I do too.
He was good. If is he the bad guy in the the Quentin Tarantino World War II movie?
I'm gonna say yes.
Glorious Bastards,
with
maybe with that
no-
with that opening scene where he's like the interrogator to find out who's hiding the Jews.
I can back that up in just a second.
Yeah, I got nothing for
You
you.
real fine woman, you can back that ass up.
Yeah, but I think that the two
Oh
possibilities.
yeah, you're
are,
absolutely right.
I am right?
He is the bad guy in
Weird.
in
I
Inglourious
have a-
Bastards.
Wow. I still don't know his name.
Oh, Lars Mikkelsen.
Yeah. Well, I'll forget it tomorrow.
There
Yeah.
you go.
I
The-
knew Nicholson was right, but like, there's another one, right?
There's
Well,
Mads Mikkelsen.
The one doing the thing in the beginning of Inglourious Bastards is Christoph Waltz.
Okay, different guy then.
Yeah.
But
Idiot.
Lars Mikkelsen.
Dumb
is-
I thought that was a character.
the name of the character? I don't know the name of the character.
No, I thought that was the name of the character.
Oh, no.
That's the
no.
actor's name.
Yeah, Christoph Waltz did that bad guy.
Yeah, dumb, stupid idiot.
Lars Mikkelsen was in Inglourious
Strong
Bastards
Justice
as a
Guy.
Nazi.
He was the Nazi guy.
Yeah.
I just that just sounds weird.
But I think the next episode, if it starts with the Porgles showing up in the new universe and Ahsoka is there.
Purgles.
That's what I said, isn't it?
You said Porgles.
Porgles?
Those are the flying pigs.
Porgles.
No, but if she shows up in the new universe and we start with Ahsoka, I think we get Thrawn in 7. If we start off with Balin's ship and we start with Sabine, then I think we get Thrawn this episode.
Man, I'm hoping for a flashback.
When you said
opening
we get
so
Thrawn
bad.
in 7, my first thought was World Series and Thrawn wins in 7.
No, actually in Force
Thrawn in
Awakens.
7, bro.
Thrawn in
in
7?
7.
You think he's got it up against
Here's
the
the thing,
Dodgers?
Thrawn at 7, but he's on our side.
Okay. Hey, if he takes down the Dodgers, he's good with me. You know what I mean?
Hey, get out of here.
That said, go Braves.
Forget about
it.
Ooh, big thrashing they got last night, huh?
It doesn't matter. We already locked down the NL East. Doesn't matter.
It does. You say it doesn't matter,
Ugh,
but you seem a
doesn't
little upset by it.
Doesn't
Because the
matter.
Braves are resting some of their starters,
Uh-huh.
and they're currently playing the Phillies at home in Atlanta.
Resting.
Why are you sweating?
Yeah.
I'm not sweating.
Why is he so defensive?
Your lip
I'm
is
not
quivering.
defensive.
You're like immediately
I
defending
always
it.
have this shield. Stop it, both of you.
What's the matter? Did you
it's
guys
not
fa-
the
What's the
physical.
matter? Did you guys like fall apart?
You know
last
what's
playoffs or
funny?
something?
When the Braves
Did you
came,
guys like go to the play, like have this amazing season, and then like get to the playoffs and just like fall the fuck apart? Is
the
that what
playoffs
happened?
haven't started yet.
Oh, but is that what happened last season? Is that why your baby's sweating?
Are you crying? Are you crying right now?
Listen.
Whose side are you on, Troy?
Oh
You don't
my
even
God!
watch
baseball.
TBS is canceled. Oh no!
Ted Turner. He doesn't even own them anymore. Who cares?
I don't even watch baseball. I just really wanted to go in.
You know what's funny? When the Braves were here in Philly playing the Phillies, I went to one game in this last series. It was the one that the Phillies beat them in. So every other game, it was a 4-game series.
Man,
the
they-
Braves won it 3-1,
Listen,
and I went to the
I
one
paid
game
them
they
a
lost.
lot of money to throw those games so they could just do that one. But like, man, I wanted that to be the case so bad,
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
and they made my dreams come true.
I got really nice seats, and I'm sitting there with my friends wearing my Braves jersey, and they're being very loud, obnoxious Philly fans.
And if you didn't know, they played with lightsabers, which brings it back to Ahsoka. Games.
Good job, team.
All right.
Good job.
That would make it hard to hit the ball.
Yeah, well, you know, what's his name? Balin managed to do it, didn't he?
He put his lightsaber
He melted
through
that.
the
He
map.
melted that belt. By the way, I kept thinking that was really hard to destroy. I don't think her gun would have done anything to it.
That was my first thought when she had the gun to it. I was like, I don't think that's gonna work.
I was like, I think you're gonna shoot your hand off.
Yeah, there is a lot of. There's
I think
a
you're gonna
lot
shoot
of,
it over there. If I've known anything thus far about this ball, seems like you're gonna shoot it. It's gonna go over there.
There is a whole lot of like. There's a high possibility she
definite-
shoots off all of her fingers.
Yeah, she sucks with the Force.
She can't use the Force.
She used it once.
No,
Briefly.
so I think that's more. Shin turns her head in like preparation for it. There are a lot of people who were like freaking out about it. Also,
No, I thought she did feel something enough to be like, "Whoa, what the is that? Do I need to block it?" And it was something. But the fact that she said your power is weak, or
I
something
thought she
like
said
that.
she says you have no power,
Yeah,
which is why I thought it was nothing.
she said you have no power.
You have no
Here, worm tongue.
Yep. It was fucking. That was a great scene. I loved all the lightsaber fights. I loved the fight scenes.
That being said, I'm anti Metachlorian and pro. You should just be able to learn the Force if you train hard enough. So that's
it
always
looks
been
like
my
that's
stance.
the direction they're heading.
Yeah, it seems like I've seen some takes online of people being like, how can this be a thing if metachlorians are a thing? And I'm like, I thought we fucking hated metachlorians. What's our stance here? What's our stance on metachlorians, internet? Like,
Maybe you can take like creatine chlorians.
yeah.
Maybe
Sabine's been bulking real hard in the
maybe
offseason.
you can like really hit the weights and just be like, "Yo, I've been like midichlorian up, and like now I'm swell."
I found this doctor from overseas that's sending me metachlorine injections. I'm totally up in my stats, bro.
Are you injecting them directly into your penis, Jeffrey?
I don't know why you had to call me out by name like that.
It's the best way to get.
Let me just
midichlorians
hide
in
my
your-
Joe Rogan T-shirt real
No,
quick.
just because when I get an erection, it goes. Not mean.
It always did that.
Yeah, it always did that. Feature, not a bug, man.
It's my thing.
It's my thing. Everyone's got their thing. My thing is my dick goes when I get an erection. Totally normal.
What color is it?
Orange.
Oh, pink. Ooh, pink saber.
That exists.
Doesn't
No.
exist.
Get the fuck out of here.
It exists in Legends stuff and in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, well, it doesn't.
It doesn't exist in Disney World.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually thinking of like actual like distinctive colors to me.
Yeah, there should be a pink.
Like a pink is a real distinctive color. I think they got
In
the
Jedi
red.
Survivor, you can have a pink lightsaber.
They should have a guy have the pink lightsaber, like a man, and he pulls out the pink lightsaber and he turns to the camera and he goes, "That's right, Ron," and then he turns back and starts fighting.
What about if double lightsaber blade, but it's two different colors?
Does that exist?
Is that
I don't
possible?
think it
Is that
happened.
possible? Do they have two crystals?
There's nothing that's in canon
do
that
the
has
double
that.
bladed ones have two crystals though?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
So it's possible.
Physically.
There is somebody in Legends.
Rainbow saber.
Because I know.
That one was appropriate.
And then you turn to the camera and you go, "Yeah, that's right, Ron," and then you continue.
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. That's a pride saber.
Oh my gosh.
That's a pride saber.
We're
right there.
uncanceling you.
Certainly
ally.
not a lifesaver.
What?
Lifesaver.
That sounded vaguely
That's
I was-
anti.
Jeff.
Why are you hard?
God damn it. I have too much fun with this
All right.
podcast sometimes.
For all of you, one person left.
Ahsoka's really good.
It's
Keep
good.
watching.
I think it's really beautifully done. Dave Filoni is. I like the writing. It's
Yeah,
good to see it get like a good budget. There's some parts that are in the volume that are weird, but it's fine.
How do we feel about the volume at this point? What's your stance on volume
I think
in
it can be
2023?
used well and used poorly.
Yeah.
I was surprised to find out that scene in Loki where they run through the terminus or whatever the last place was, or like the midway point or whatever when they're in like the apocalypse.
Yeah, after they get zapped.
That's like a set that they ran through. And
That's
it's actually,
a set. Okay.
Yeah, so like I don't know if there's parts of the volume like about it, but like they I think it was a set.
Yeah,
like, they did.
I asked
But,
I asked because there was when it first came out, like the Mandalorian 1 and 2, people were like, "This is the sickest, most interesting technology ever made," and it is really, really cool, and it
I think
changes
it's only
how
gonna get better.
Yeah, but I have seen a lot of people suddenly have takes all of a sudden where it's like, "Yeah, the volume sucks," and I'm like, "Does it?" I think sometimes it looks weird, but like.
People talk about like being able to see the thing. I can't really tell. I can tell that like, okay, I remember when they're doing a scene, and like someone pointed it out, like on one that was like, okay, they're doing one of the fight scenes in the woods, right? Like they're doing the fight scenes in the woods, and the ones that we saw that we talked about just earlier, and that's in the volume,
Yeah,
and that's very different than like the first Jedi the first sequels movie or whatever, the second one,
Force Awakens,
where they're fighting in the snow, and like that's and like that's really like if you watch and compare those two wooded scenes fights, you see the difference.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say to go. But for a television show, I don't care.
Yeah, and
so there's not doing that for them. That's a big action movie. Should be bigger.
I usually catch it whenever I'm like, this is a scene that I would use the volume for if I made this. Like if looking at how it looks.
Well, I assume the space between spaces or whatever.
The
like
world
the
between
space
spaces.
between
Or world
the
between
Dave Matthews
worlds.
world. The Dave Matthews world. The space between. That one. It just looks like space and chalk.
Yep.
I know I'm right because Jeffrey's mad at me.
I was just trying to think of a Dave Matthews
That's got to
bad
be
joke.
the volume, right? That's
I can't not be.
That's like the perfect use of the volume. Like an abstract space. The Angel had the white room. Actually, if they ever do another damn X-Men movie, which I'm sure they will, of course, they'll eventually do the white hot room, which is just a white room. And I'm like, it's a great concept, just a totally easy to create situation of just a white room. or a black robe or something. You can do these spaces like
Yeah.
those are easy, and that's what they did with the Clone War flashbacks. Anyway, the volume's fine. I think this is a good it's a good show. I'm really interested to see what they do with it. I hope I hope Hera forgoes the headpiece. I think that whole thing made every time I start to look at the leather old school pilot it makes less and less sense the more I look at it.
Yeah,
so,
it's just they made her 1-to-1 from the show.
And that's the thing is like there's something off that doesn't work in live action that works obviously in cartoons. That then I'm like, all right, you can do something about this. Do something about this. Fix it for me.
One of my favorite...
And maybe it's just like add some detail to it, so it's not so like just one flat surface. I'm not saying like get rid of it or like I'm just saying like it's kind of weird and like some of the stuff is not transferred. Someone also mentioned like the robots, the droids in this.
Who are young and Chopper.
The droids. They are very Filoni's droids are more cartoonish and kiddie than the original droids, and it works well for emotion, but it's a bit much. And they need.
You
to
don't like
tone it
Chopper?
back. They need to, I Chopper's fine. He's a bit much, and also it's Filoni, so it's weird.
I get it.
It's,
a little
I also
self-righteous.
one of my favorite lines though is we've all been long-standing fans of Carson Teva at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Carson Tate.
Yep.
Carson Wentz.
Andrew Tate.
Philadelphia
Andrew
legend.
Tate. Yeah, that's who you said. Right?
We all
Wow,
love
that
Andrew
took a
Tate.
turn.
All of us love Andrew Tate. We say it all the time.
Oh, I mean, free Andrew
He
Tate.
didn't do anything wrong.
That's what your shirt says right now.
Yeah, I wear it every day. I never wash it.
That's the
That's
tattoo I
your
have on my
Star
bicep.
Wars. Your Star Wars.
Yeah. But when I'm not watching Andrew Tate...
Fuck Andrew Tate. I want to say it out loud.
How dare you. Our king.
The recording was perfect. It was perfect.
We love him too. No, but Carson Teva...
Love you, DT.
Carson Teva... he has a line in this that's great where Jason Syndulla is like feeling Ahsoka in the waves.
Yeah.
And they turn around, they're like, and Horyang, the music swells, and he's like, his father was Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight, and Carson Teva goes, okay, I get, and it was very much like Horyang is saying this for the audience that watched Rebels, and the music is doing it for everybody who watched Rebels.
Right. No,
and
that
Carson didn't watch Rebels.
So who's is this the
He's
guy
the
who's been in Mandalorian?
The pilot,
he's
yeah.
The pilot. Okay, yeah. He's the oh man, is he not long for this world? If this is a good show, they will do him Agent
Thrawn.
They will Agent Coulson his ass soon.
Thrawn blows him out of the sky.
Thrawn's gonna end that mofo before he has a long redemption arc. Because I'm sure they'll like start with that and make you hate him. That'd be great.
Well, people already
I fucking love it.
Thrawn's
You think he kills Hera?
I heard Thrawn was like.
I don't know if they can kill
I heard
Hera,
Thrawn actually doesn't want to kill anybody. He's just like really scared about an alien race.
Yeah, he and Ezra became hippies while they were out there, and they're just like peace and love.
No, I mean
man.
serious.
No, yeah.
Maybe.
No, I've heard that Thrawn is the only reason he's with the Empire is because there's this huge threat out there that the Chist or something. That is
he's Chist. He, but I know what you're talking
then
about.
it's like the Grist or something like that. It's like something that honestly
Grimace.
It rhymes. And it's like they're this like looming thread of prophecy that's going to be there. And he thought the Empire was the only power that could kind of stand in its way, so that's why he allied with them. That's the only reason that he's doing it. That's like the central premise that I've heard that like intrigues me the most about Thrawn.
I don't know
and the fact that they talk about a whole other universe, the whole fact that other galaxy, and like when you think about it, I like that you're expanding this out, you're opening it up to why we didn't hear about it, or why maybe people have been pulled away from the core battles in the sequels. You know, like it would make sense if like that battle becomes the focus of this. It's a whole different war outside of the Force.
A whole new world.
It's a whole new world.
I don't think that they're I mean, they could do a redemption arc for him. I don't. He's so
Awesome.
He's so good as a villain. I don't know if
well,
they would.
He'd also be good as a
Sure.
villain that goes through a redemption arc.
He doesn't really
if you have
kill
a villain,
anybody
if you
specific
have
in
a
Rebels.
good villain that's set up as a villain, even plays a season as a villain, and then goes into like a second season as the villain that starts a redemption arc, but is kind of like wishy-washy, or is starting to be tempered, but like is wishy-washy, but then makes a bad choice that gets into the movie, and then by the end of that movie, he has his redemption. Like, or you set it up for.
I mean,
a
he's
new
also
thing.
he's
I
also
mean, I
like
don't know.
a.
They could do a bunch of things with the character.
He's
for
also a big fan
nowadays.
favorite, so I could see that like Vegeta style making him good.
But this is the central my understanding is that fact of him
Right.
is the central reason that why he is a fan favorite. Is that they are waiting for him to get to like his like the layers of depth to his character.
Yeah, I don't know about that as much because I don't know how much of that is Legends and how much of that is canon stuff because there's 2 book series.
Right.
That being said,
Right.
you can specifically use this to bring. They've done it with a bunch of stuff. They did it with Thrawn, where they take a bunch of stuff from Legends that people like the most and just made it canon.
Yeah, they just made it canon in their own words. That way, they didn't have to pay authors for their works.
Yep, that's that. Well, yes, that too.
That's how 7, 8, and 9 happened. Well, excuse me.
Well,
That's how 7 happened.
Yes, I was gonna say 7, 8, and 9 aren't really analogous.
Man,
to
is that awesome how they got around paying this right now?
So cool.
So cool.
Dude,
So
I
cool.
actually really fucking hate
It
paying
makes
writers.
me-
Why do we do it? Why do we?
I don't
for
know.
this podcast. Why
I
do
don't-
we pay writers for this
I don't
podcast?
know.
We have writers?
Yeah.
I mean,
How could you get
all,
this
I
excellent
mean,
commentary?
this is like this is pretty scripted.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now.
Yeah, everything we say.
Every single word.
Everything
I
about the
say.
poop saber.
All the
Oh,
repetitions.
God.
Poop saber.
I
They
forgot
even-
about the poop saver.
They even tell us to talk over each other a
Flashes
lot.
save. Yeah, they say like mix it up.
But
Literally.
to answer what you said before,
Answer what you said.
I think that I think that I don't know how much of it is like stable, important canon.
Come on, man.
Worth it.
I don't know how much of it is stable,
You're
important canon.
gagging on your own breath as you're screaming, worth it.
But I don't know how much of it's stable, like canon that they can't change at this point. But I think there's a bunch of like books and comics and whatever that like they reference Hera like a lot, and Hera's in some of it. So I don't know if Hera can die. Now, with that being said, that none of it's on screen, and
Exactly.
they've changed a lot of that stuff even after canon stuff.
Yep.
So I don't know what
It's interesting, and I'm curious to see where it goes.
Yeah.
As far as I know, they haven't specifically stated where the First Order came from.
Mhm.
And when 7 opens, we have a First Order, and we do not have a Thrawn. So my guess is that the First Order comes about because of Thrawn. And then he can have his redemption. Maybe he tries to fight them and loses, or he just dies of old age or something, because the man's ancient at this point, right?
Well, they
So
set up.
I like the idea that he has this whole army, he does this whole thing, somehow Palpatine's forces snag it, and then he's left with the rebels to fight this
well,
outside threat, just with them, rebel style, and they make it happen.
and
that's why we
like
just
that.
pull him away. We just pull him away from the whole thing.
I don't think that Thrawn ever personally kills a rebel's character in a way where you'd be like, "Fuck that guy." So I think
Hera definitely mentions this in like the 3rd episode when she talks to the lady from Andor. She's like, he killed like personal friends of mine. Like, yeah,
Well, yeah.
but like she's known so many people in the thing. So like, but like that's the thing is like he hasn't killed main characters, but he's killed like
sure.
rebel forces,
bunch of
and
red
shit.
shirts.
Like, orange shirts, but yeah,
Yep.
I'm sure somebody wore red.
we call him
boots.
OJ's here.
Simpson?
No.
Speaking of murder.
Look.
Anyway. Is that it?
It's been it. It's been.
I think.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we
We spent way
spinning
too
our
long on the
wheels.
shit saber.
That was the best part of this goddamn episode.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to our lovely little episode continuing our Ahsoka TV series coverage on Disney Plus. And we will
More
try
like-
to
more
make
like a
this
Woka.
regular. That was it. That was all we have. I'm
Well,
rolling the
a
outro.
swoka.
More like
More like a swoka.
A swoka?
more like a
Just
anything?
Spit it out, Troy.
Anything?
Spit it out.
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
What? Why?
Ahsoka Tano.
ridiculous.
Anybody
Troy.
realize
I'm
how
sorry.
similar Ahsoka Tano and Andrew Tate look like? They
What?
both have 4-letter last names that begin with the letter T. And they have first names that begin with the letter A.
Huh.
Makes you think.
No,
You
it doesn't.
just sit your tower.